We move on to the Monday nighter. Las Vegas Raiders at Los Angeles Chargers, Monday, October 4th. My birthday, Monday, October 4th. I hope to be watching this game with my family in Niagara Falls after spending the day at Fort Erie Racetrack. But my kids are sick. And I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off. We haven't booked the hotel room. But that's my own bullshit. I expect to be at Fort Erie Racetrack. These kids better get better fast. SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California. Let's break this down. The Monday nighter. Chargers open up at -3. They're now 3.5s on the board. This total opens up at 52.5 and hasn't moved at Pinnacle. 52.5 and -110. Las Vegas comes in off a big 31-28 overtime victory at home over the Dolphins, off to their best start since 2002. The first team to open up 3-0 against teams that all won 10 or more games in the previous season. Derek Carr, 26 of 43 for 386 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Brian Edwards caught 3 passes for 89 yards. Ruggs, 4 for 78. Hunter Renfrow, 5 for 77 and a touchdown. And we haven't even mentioned Darren Waller yet. This is a team with weapons. Waller caught 5 passes for 54 yards. Look, we got lambasted after our Raiders breakdown last week. Destroyed. How could we be on the Dolphins? What assholes we were. The Raiders were going to win by 10, and we obviously don't watch Raiders games, and blah, fucking blah, fucking blah. I got paid. Did you guys get fucking paid? Below me. Derek Edwards went 26 for 43 for 386 yards. He looked great. He's been looking great. Peyton Barber is the running back, 1 in place of Josh Jacobs. Looked awesome. 23 carries for 111 yards, 1 touchdown. The Raiders' offense outgained Miami 497 to 330. Denzel Perryman was all over the field, 14 tackles. Corey Littleton, 10 tackles. They got 2 sacks and 7 quarterback hits. And Incognito Calf is on injured reserve. Chargers coming off a giant 30-24 win at Kansas City. This is the situation we talk about that I've been talking about all year. You fade a team after a season-defining win. I believe the Chargers win over the Chiefs was a season-defining win. Maybe it's not, but I think it was. And yet, well, I certainly haven't moved on this game yet. I want to hear everybody's breakdown. Herbert, 26 of 38 for 281 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Mike Williams was his main weapon, catching 7 passes for 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. Eckler and Keenan Allen also caught touchdown passes. Eckler ran 11 times for 55 yards, caught 6 passes for 52 yards. The defense forced 4 turnovers, 2 sacks on Mahomes, but hit him 7 times. Chargers won for the 3rd time in 4 trips in KC. So Joey Bosa played, but defensive lineman Justin Jones and cornerback Chris Harris Jr. are out with the shoulder injury. I'd love to know if they are expected back right now. And at this point, no information. We know that Herbert had his hand wrapped in ice before he left Arrowhead, but he's expected to be good to go. Bebsie, the Monday nighter, Raiders, Chargers. That's a very important half point that just moved over towards the Chargers. And it makes me want to bet the Raiders. Take it away.
I agree, Jimmy. I agree. I that does make you want to bet the Raiders, but also this 3-0 Raiders team they've been the heartbreak kids so far, right? Like what a start to the season for them. There's a lot to like about this Raiders football team. There's a lot of individual players on this team. I love the stories that have come. The Waller's recovering from being I think it was alcohol, might have been drugs, but a guy whose career was looking like it wasn't going to go anywhere. His life was falling apart. He got right. Max Crosby went to rehab, got his shit right. Jacobs living out of a car. There's so many stories you want to love on this Raiders team, and right now they've been the Cinderella kids. Overtime finishes, crazy finish. That finish against the Ravens was nuts. I want to fade them still, though. I'm looking at a team that's They're flying too close to the sun right now. And this Chargers team, we talked about it on the show last week. I was saying I think this is a get-right spot for the Chargers. I didn't expect them to win outright, but I did expect them to cover, and they did that. This is going to be a beautiful divisional Monday night matchup, and I can't find a lean either way, so I will sit back and enjoy what I expect to be a very good game.
You know, there's just 3,492 tickets in, and tickets are bet pretty even, 52% Chargers, 48% Vegas, but 90% of the cash is on the Chargers, and it moved from 3 to 3.5. I think that half point is a huge deal. Caveman Bet says John Gruden has Anthony Lynn level play calling. So, look, we know the Chargers are a much better team with Lynn, hurting another sideline. And we know that Lynn is a great guy. Everybody loves him, and that
seems very nice.
Keep you getting a job in the NFL. But Staley, as his team moving in the right direction, he called his quarterback a gangsta. I don't know if I've heard a coach call their quarterback gangsta before. With all that being said, that's a huge hook. The Raiders plus 3.5 after the Chargers go and slay the Chiefs again. It just screams. Sammy Comer says Vegas begging you to take Las Vegas here. They weren't at first when it was a 3. But 3.5? God, I want to take. But, okay, let's just take a look at when the market moved here with Pinnacle. So, Pinnacle was at 3. So, they opened it at 3 on Sunday at 8:15 at night. So, it's 3. And at that point, money's coming in on the Chargers, right? Money's coming in, gets to minus 123. It gets to minus 130. It gets to minus 141. So that would be the only thing that would maybe keep me off this bet right now, is the fact that all this sharp money was coming in on the Chargers. But were they just watching the Chiefs game, just believing, drinking the juice? It moves to 3.5. Vegas is at minus 109, and there's been no movement really at 3.5. I just think that hook is a monster. A monster. And I want the Raiders at this price. I want the Raiders at plus 3.5. I think the Raiders can keep this close.
If you forced me to bet, we'd be going head-to-head in this one as well, Jimmy.
You'd be on the Chargers minus 3.5.
I would be on the Chargers if I had to bet.
Big Review says Herbert is a god right now, making all the right decisions. Not saying they cover, still trying to figure. Gus Bradley, the difference maker in Las Vegas, best coaching pickup in the NFL. Lotus Scalper says Raiders is the right side here. Birdie says Raiders are 2-0 against the spread as a dog, 0-1 against the spread as a favorite. Chargers are 2-0 against the spread as a dog, 0-1 against the spread as a favorite. I will let you all figure out the pattern here. Dennis Garcia says now the autumn wind is a pirate. So you got to figure out that riddle for yourself. But I know the answer. It's the Raiders. Wow. Drinking Hand says the hook sucks, but I like the Chargers by 7 or more. Caveman says chat poll for this game. No, I'm tiring everybody out with my 3-hour shows. I'm sorry. I'm tiring everybody out. Jose's done great work, man. Jose's done great work, but I'm tiring him out. He's got – oh, there it is.
I'm on suicide watch as well, so I deserve like 5 stars for the show.
Chargers minus 3.5 at 70%. Look, this to me is now. Look, this isn't going to be a spot where it's 100%. It's not a black and white thing, but you have to fade a team after a giant season-defining win. It's the easiest angle in sports betting. You have all of the public thinking that what they saw is real. And I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying the Chargers aren't a great team. But now you come home with all this pressure. Look, I had to get talked into the Dolphins plus 3.5, in all honesty. I had to get talked into it. I'm happy I got talked into it. Here, I've got to be on the Raiders plus 3.5. I've got it. I got to, and I am adding Raiders plus 3.5 to my card right now. And the question is, should I wait? Could I wait and get less juice? What is the juice right now? This is the final game on the card. We're going to put a bow on this bad boy. Thank you guys all so much for hanging with us for so long. The Raiders plus 3.5 at minus 110. That sounds like a pretty nice price. Clint started the Die Hard MMA podcast. The Chargers coming off a big win. When are we going to believe the Raiders aren't bad? They've got that magic so far this year. Birdie says that is true, Jimmy. So how bad are the Steelers? Look, the Steelers are a bad football team, but this isn't about the Raiders. I think they're a good team. This is about fading the Chargers right now, who feel so good about themselves, and getting the hook on the 3.5. I'm moving on the Raiders.
But how are you not also doing that for the Raiders? 2 of their wins are overtime wins this year.
Yeah, look, the Raiders still have tons to prove. They're not the Raiders are not happy with the final score of the Dolphins game. They almost lost to the Fish with a backup, and we talked about Brissett being as good or better than Tua, but I do not see the Raiders coming in thinking, Ski Prophet says Herbert's better than Carr, Chargers D is better than Raiders D. Okay. Ski Prophet says you don't think the Raiders 3-0 feel good about themselves? Look, did you hear Chucky after the game? He was like, I'm not going to apologize for being 3-0. That's what they felt. They felt like they had to apologize because they barely beat the Dolphins. They're happy that they're 3-0. They're not happy with the way they played. So yeah, I'm moving on. The Raiders plus 3.5. My only question is, could I get better than 3.5? I'm getting minus 110. I'll just move on it here. All right. Bebsie, are you going to move on this Monday nighter at this point?
No, but I'm adding Tampa. I'm doing it.
Okay, you're adding Tampa. One last thing here before we do that. What do you think of this total 52.5 in Vegas Chargers?
Free play under?
Free play under, but tough.
Yeah. I both of these teams are capable of, opening it up, getting a little sloppy. But I don't know, divisional matchup, primetime screams under to me.
I love that the Raiders look bad against the Dolphins. I love that the Chargers look great against the Chiefs. What does that set you up with?
I love that you're turning into Robert De Niro. I love that these guys. Do you know you're doing that? Do you realize that's what you're doing right now?
It'd be a long day, dude. It'd be a long day.
Don't you like money? I'm telling you what the bet here.
Okay. All right, I'm moving on to Raiders plus 3.5. Let's add Bebsie's Buccaneers. And Dennis Garcia says under 52.5 already played. Under 52.5 already played for Dennis. I'm going to put a little note there that Dennis is on that under so that it can help me with my study. TG on under 52.5. And is there any chance that Jacobs is back? I mean, look, it's still questionable. I mean, I would like Jacobs to be in the lineup, obviously, but Peyton Barber was rejuvenated in that spot. All right, let's give you the Buccaneers here. You have the Buccaneers at minus 6.5 and minus 1.
Just like to say, for argue, like every time I bet Tom Brady, I lose. One way or the other, I bet against him, I lose. I bet on him, I lose. So now that I've made that official, everyone should bet on the Pats. I want you all to get paid. I will fall on the sword for all of you.